Hi everyone, it's Flo with Tesla Academy. So today I'm just going to do a quick 5-minute video and I'm going to address elementals. So the elementals are the unseen and the unheard unless you've developed the skills to see or hear these helpers, as we can call them, in the spirit realm. So if you have read the Kybalion or taken our course on the Kybalion, you'll know that there are 7 planes of existence. And within each plane of existence, there's 7 more. So in between the physical planes, there are energetic realms. And within those energetic planes or realms, that is where the elementals are. Now, the elementals are the helpers of the physical realms. So for instance, in the plant realm, we have gnomes, right? So these things, we think of them as mythical, is that like they're a myth, but they are actual unseen entities. So you have to remember anything that's in fantasy came from somewhere. So just because something came from somebody's imagination doesn't mean that it's not real, because it actually is real. There have been many encounters with people having interactions with gnomes, with fairies. Your higher self is an elemental, right? So your higher self, you've got to tap into your higher self in order for you to communicate with that elemental. Otherwise, it's there trying to help you, but because you're not allowing it in and you're not communicating with the higher self, it's not letting itself be known to you. So our imagination and our willpower is so powerful that we can remove anything out of our lives and that we could be afraid of, right? And because of these horror films like Poltergeist and these different movies, we have become afraid of the spirit realm. So if we, if it's not in the physical, we don't want to know about it. We don't want to interact with it. And we definitely don't want it showing up in our house, in the shadows, in the middle of the night, doing weird things to us, right? So this is the thing though. If it exists, it exists. Just because you're choosing not to interact with it doesn't mean it's not there. That's where you actually become at a loss, is when you will not even acknowledge that something is there. So what we do is we connect to our higher self, because our higher self is able to also communicate with all of the elementals of the in-between spirit realms of all of the realms. And so once we connect to our higher selves, which, if you follow Tesla Academy, we will be letting you know how to do that. But one easy way of doing that is really to understand that it does exist. There is a higher self, there is a lower self, and understanding that you can communicate with the higher self just by asking it questions. So you can ask your higher self, please reveal to me this, that, and the other, and then let it go. And lo and behold, you'll be watching a movie, flipping through a magazine, talking to a trusted friend. You will hear the answer. The answer will come to you, and all of a sudden you'll know your higher self just contacted you. So remember, there you have the higher self. So for instance, I'll tell you a personal story. So I have this stone, and this stone was gifted to me. And I haven't seen this stone in like 2 years because we moved and I hadn't gone through the box that this stone was in. And so it popped into my head the other day, I haven't seen my stone in a little while. And so I looked everywhere in the usual places and it wasn't there. And I thought, oh gosh, I hope I haven't lost it in the move. And so I said to my elementals, you don't have to name them. You don't have to know their name. Nothing. Elementals, I would be so grateful, and I am grateful for all of your help. Please help me find this stone. Within 3 days, all of a sudden, I have this energy to declutter some things that have been on shelves that I haven't seen in a while. Lo and behold, I open up a box and here's my stone, which I wasn't sure if I had lost it, right? And here it is. So it's really one of those things that using it allows you to know that it exists. No one's going to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, can I help you? No, we have to ask for that help. We have to communicate. We have to be grateful and we have to be thankful. And as soon as I saw my stone, I said, thank you, elementals. I'm so grateful for you having led me to my stone. And that is the way that we communicate. And I mean, come on. Haven't we all known things that we didn't know we knew, and we don't know how we knew it, but we knew it? You know, have you ever had somebody try to deceive you, and then there's this little thing in the back of your head always going, wait a minute, this doesn't add up, this doesn't add up, this doesn't add up. And you really want to believe them, but you just can't. That's your elemental. It's your elemental trying to communicate with you. And the more that you, in that gut feeling, right? And the more that you let it go and you don't listen to it and you go against it, the best outcome or the ideal outcome will not present itself. We've got to tap into that energetic listening. And we even have an elemental for our bodies, right? So we have a little version of ourselves. You can visualize it, right? Because visualization is a very powerful form of connection. So visualize this little miniature part of yourself that's see-through, right? And you can communicate with it and say, hey, why is this happening in my body? Where is this living? How do I get rid of this? How do I balance this, right? How do I find balance? What is it that you need from me today? And listen to the cravings, listen to the response that your body gives you after you eat something, or after you think about something. Think about how you would feel after you ate that and decide whether your body elemental is in agreement with you eating that or not. So intuition is a practice. A lot of people think, oh, I was just never born with intuition. Yes, we were. And it does take practice. It is an intention. We must have an intention to tap in to the unseen and the unheard. And then all of a sudden, we have new eyes to see and new ears to hear. And we're living in a completely different realm than the way we were perceiving it before. Okay, well, that's our discussion on the introduction to elementals. I hope you stay with us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a blog. It's teslaacademynow.blog, and also a website, teslaacademynow.com. So I would love to see you. I would love to see you connected in some way, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye for now.